It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to Range Report 1 on the Remington 870 20 gauge pump action shotgun. The particular model of Remington 870 that I'm reviewing in this video is the 870 Express Synthetic. It's chambered in 20 gauge and it has a 2-shot extension on the tube here. So it normally holds 4 rounds in the tube, 1 in the chamber, but with the extension, and this is a factory configured gun, with the extension, that means it has 6 rounds in the tube, 1 in the chamber. So 6 plus 1 there. I really like shotguns, and I have really enjoyed. I fired over around 200 rounds in this shotgun just in the last 4 or 5 days in preparation for Range Report 1 on this Remington 870, and I really like this gun. It is a quality gun. I've shot it over the years. I recently purchased this exact gun from a friend of mine who no longer wanted it, but I fired this gun over the years, done a little bit of hunting with it, a little bit of pest control on some people's property, and when they wanted to sell it, I decided I would get it. The pistol that you see me shooting is, in this introduction of this video, is the Smith & Wesson Model 63. It's a J-framed revolver, and it's chambered in 22 long rifle. For those of you who would be interested, I have some videos up on this gun as well. But let's get back to the Remington 870 and shotguns in general here for just a second. One of the things you see in front of you, you've got 2 quick strips from Tough Quick Strips, and you've got some shotgun shells here. And a box of shotgun shells. And what I want to do here is talk about these. The shotgun is extremely versatile. Whether you're using a 12 gauge, a 20 gauge, a 410, they're a very versatile gun. We've got some game loads here, so you could shoot anything from a quail to a pheasant, you know, with this kind of ammunition, birdshot. Then we could come up to buckshot. This happens to be a number 3 buckshot that I have in these quick strips. And you could shoot things like deer with that, and you got slugs, which you could also hunt with. So if you're looking for a versatile gun that you're going to be able to put food on the table, that you're going to be able to defend your family with, and it would be a fun gun to shoot, to do things like shooting skeet and other activities like that, from sporting activities to hunting to self-defense, you really can't beat a quality shotgun. And I think that your best bet, the best quality for the amount of money you put out, is going to be in a pump shotgun, either a Remington or a Mossberg. I personally prefer the Remington 870s, primarily because I've had more experience with them. Give you a up-close look here on these quick strips, which I really like. And I like them because they're versatile. They help me take advantage of the versatility of the shotgun. When I'm out hunting birds, many times I carry with me one of these strips or both of these strips. Sometimes I'll have 3 slugs and then 3 rounds of buckshot, just in case I see a coyote or some other animal that I have the appropriate permits and hunting licenses to take. If I'm out bird hunting and I bumble across a coyote or some other creature, I can pop out the bird shot and I can load in either a slug or buck, and I really like that. These are those Tough Quick Strips from Tough Quick Strips, okay, toughproducts.com. They make these for 12 gauge and for 20 gauge. I'm probably even 410. They have a number of different centerfire cartridges and rifle cartridges and pistol cartridges that these Tough Quick Strips will work on. For the shotgun here, for this application, they just help me keep my ammo organized rather than just reaching in a jacket pocket and trying to find that one slug or that couple rounds of buck that I put in there. It helps me stay organized when I'm out bird hunting. if you're going to be hunting with a shotgun, it's important that you recognize the rules for the specific area you're hunting in. In most cases, in almost every case that I know of in the United States, you're going to be able to have 2 rounds in the tube and 1 in the chamber with a either semi-automatic or pump shotgun. That means that you're going to have to create some device or purchase some device that limits, a limiter plug that goes in your shotgun. And that can be as simple as just a piece of dowel. Costs you $2 or $3, just a piece of wood that goes down here and measures it out so you can only fit in 2 rounds into the tube. And I would do that with the smallest, depending on the size of shotgun shell you're going to be shooting. This shotgun shoots, this model 870 and 20 gauge shoots 2 3/4 inch. That's the length of the shotgun shell, or 3 inch. So I would use 2 3/4 inch shells to make sure that under some weird situation you couldn't fit 3 shotgun shells in to the tube, because if you get caught doing that, you're going to get in trouble with Fish and Game. Follow the rules where you live, follow the rules and laws, abide by those. If you don't like them, you can work to change them, but while they're on the books, you need to follow those rules. Shotguns are really versatile, and you know, there's many people are going to wonder why I have a 20 gauge shotgun. Here, I own both 20 gauge and 12 gauge. But this particular gun, although I can hunt with it, although I can shoot skeet with it, which I just did recently and had a great time with some friends doing that, this gun is basically from the factory set up as a home defense gun. It just has the little brass bead there on the front, the extended tube, so I've got 6+1, and it's just a good gun. 20 gauge has significantly less recoil than 12 gauge. You've got a 3/4 of an ounce most times of shot in a standard 2 3/4 inch 20 gauge round. You've got over 1 ounce, around 1 ounce of shot or slug or whatever you're shooting in a 12 gauge. So you've got about 1/4 more weight going out of your gun. That equates to a significant amount more recoil. And you know, recoil is an interesting equation, felt recoil is an interesting equation, but this is what I know. It's complicated, but from a shooter's perspective, the heavier bullet that I shoot out of the gun, the more recoil I feel if I'm shooting a lighter round or a heavier round at the same velocity. And that's an important thing to realize, is when you shoot a 20 gauge shotgun, whether it's the bird shot, the slug, the buck that's going out of your gun, it's leaving the barrel at basically the same velocity as a 12 gauge. You just have a smaller amount of lead, whether that's a slug, a smaller number of buckshot rounds, a smaller number or smaller amount of bird shot. That equates to lower recoil. I'm a small guy, okay? I'm about 5.5 feet tall, 150 pounds. I gotta lose some weight here. My Benelli M2 Tactical is a great gun, and I really like semi-automatic guns. But it's 12 gauge, and it has recoil. It has a significant amount of recoil. This has significantly less recoil. So for me, I'm going to leave this in my house, locked up but loaded and ready to go. For my wife, in the case that I'm gone and maybe a business trip, I'm away from home, and she needs a weapon to use as a defensive tool. It's also nice because now I have a shotgun that has lower recoil that's very simple to operate for a young person. You know, if I decide to take someone the age of maybe 14 years old out and to shoot, this is a gun and they've never shot a gun before. Or maybe you take a person out, one of my wife's friends, she's never shot before, and we all go shooting together, and she's a little recoil shy. The 20 gauge is a great gun. Shotguns are so much fun to shoot, especially even if you just set skeet out to shoot, you don't throw them. It's really active. It's very rewarding for somebody to see something explode and break. Shotguns are a great gun to introduce people into shooting in, and a 20 gauge for the applications of self-defense, for the applications of introducing new shooters, or for simply having fun. 20 gauge is just as available, just the same price, goes at the same velocity but has less recoil. So that's why I have a 20 gauge here. I'm not 20 gauge exclusive, but for my applications of this gun, this is going to be my wife's gun. She doesn't really know that yet, but I know that she'll like this. Just like my Glock 19, she wasn't too interested in, but she started shooting it, and now that's basically her gun. When we go to the range, she shoots my Glock 19 and I shoot other guns. That's probably what's going to happen with this gun, but she'll feel more comfortable with this. So for defensive purposes, that's why you see me with the 20 gauge instead of a 12 gauge. If you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel, because Range Report 2 on the Remington 870 chambered in 20 gauge will be out soon. My goal here at the TheGearTester YouTube channel is to produce quality video reviews on shooting, camping, and survival gear. The Remington 870, whether it's chambered in 20 gauge or 12 gauge, is an excellent, reliable tool. This is the TheGearTester signing off. That barrel's getting hot. Remington 870.